Ready. Guys, what up?
What up?
We're doing it. We're here.
We're doing it.
We're rocking. And guys, so yeah, we have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Stuff going on in our world. But first, let me introduce our guest. I'm super pumped this guy's here.
Yeah,
I've been friends with him a while. He is a comedian all over New York. You're going to fucking love him. It's Tommy Big T Farrell, baby.
Big T.
What up, boys?
Welcome.
How we doing? Let's go.
There he is, dude.
We're treading water.
Yeah, sorry. I was late today because I don't have a ride, so I had to get my car fixed. And then I'm like, are you going to fucking fix this shit? And I kind of got to be somewhere.
Yeah. Did they fix it or
They
what?
fixed that like right when you texted me. And I just hopped in and...
Yeah.
And yeah, so guys, I auditioned for a movie recently.
Like a big movie or like...
I don't know. I don't think anything's big yet.
Yeah.
But it would be $200 a day. They film in L.A.
Dude, that's sick.
And so if I get it, cool. But also if I get it, I'm going to have to kiss a guy.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, dude.
Gonna have to make out with a guy. But so here's like the synopsis. Here's
Like a makeout, like tongue makeout? Or
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
What the?
Dude, that's...
Yeah, I'm going to have
Dude,
to...
that's...
But after this ritual, then you become famous, right?
No, then I just have 400.
Yo, well, like, let me just start off by saying, okay, like, fucking, what's the Spider-Man's name, the new one? Tom Holland? Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yo, he just played a gay guy where he had to, like, take some back shots, and, like,
Really?
he's taking a break from acting now. Like,
So I think I'm...
like, Spider-Man is done acting because he played one gay guy. So like...
So I feel like I'm the one giving the back shots.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if it's gonna get down to that, like my character is like the enforcer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
enforcer.
The enforcer.
What a fucking word.
So here's
I think
the
it's just called being a top.
yeah. Here's the breakdown. I'm
enforcer.
I'm a gay guy who's in love with another gay guy.
Wow.
But he's married to a woman that has a baby on the way. And then I am trying to convince him to devise a plan to kill her so we could be together.
Wow.
Right?
Okay,
That's a pretty cool fucking premise.
Is the other guy hot?
I didn't see. I didn't see. I just.
I was trying to trick you.
Yeah. I sent him the tape. He better be hot.
Yeah, fuck.
He better be hot,
Yeah,
dude. He better. I'm hooking up with him. I mean, for fuck's sake, now. Jesus Christ.
I know.
No, that's a good plan. I was hanging out with an ex. This is a while ago, just in case my girl sees this. And I was hanging out with an ex, and like we were there, and I was telling my friend at work, he's like, "Yo, bro, you should have took a condom, put like some ranch or something in it, and then try to squeeze out a little shit on the tip of the condom and put it under the pillow. So when he finds it, he thinks that she's getting fucked in the ass by some dude. She's gonna find it and he think he's having sex with either a guy or a girl in the ass, and it'll just be a whole turmoil. My friend told me this. I almost fell out of the truck. I used to work for UPS. I was dying laughing. I'm like, why didn't I do this? The shit on the condom just really just throws a fucking curveball into the whole mix of
that
cheating.
drives it home.
Because then it's like we don't even do anal, but we're doing it with this guy.
Yeah. You gave it to Todd.
And then they're like, "Who's the guy?" And then it's you.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked Big T. That kid looks like a gigantic baby.
Did he shove it in by accident because he couldn't see his dick?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'll take that as an answer. He obviously can't see where he's shoving it. He just shoved it randomly in her ass.
Yeah, but you couldn't think of like better cum than ranch dressing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what he was saying. He was on the fly. Like, it was
there's like herbs in ranch dressing.
This is definitely not his. He doesn't eat greens.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with this guy's jizz?
Yeah, this guy is unhealthy.
There's oregano in this guy's jizz.
It's probably weed.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, but that's it. So if I get the part, then I guess we're kissing a guy in L.A.
Yeah, dude, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And where else of a place to kiss a guy other than L.A.?
Yeah.
Like, if you do that shit in Florida, you're really gay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess LA
is
is
like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's a camera, I guess, it's not as gay.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out. But what were we talking about before? We were talking about social media people making money on social media.
Yeah. I was bringing this up, because I was talking to this dude, right? And, let me set it up. So there's always this argument that I see, and people, get mad on social media, and of course, and they rant about it. Or you hear someone talk about it, like, why are nurses and doctors and firefighters and cops, why do they get paid less than people on fucking social media? Who are just posting to Instagram, TikTok, and they're putting out content. maybe the content's not the greatest. I don't know who people are talking about specifically, but like these people obviously have a fucking lot of followers. And like my argument was like, dude, if you get, 5-10 million followers, and like you start building this audience and people are watching, like it's all about the advertising dollars these days, right? Like, dude, like companies don't even want to advertise on TV anymore because no one's watching it.
Yeah.
Dude, like cable is like almost a dead media.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that I talk to, like they're just like, oh, I just got like Netflix, Amazon Prime, like, and it kind of like they get a couple streaming services, which equals the cable bill, and they get rid of cable.
Yeah.
And like you can basically pay for like no ads or whatever, but like, they're raising the prices if you don't, pay for the ads. Like if you do pay for the ads or whatever, the right one. And, like this guy was like talking to me like, and his argument was like, well, I was like, well, look at athletes, like these guys are making fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. Like they don't have a skill. Like, cause like we're talking about, like look at us. Like we work with our hands. We're like a trade union, and like we have a skill that like helps society. We work on fucking boilers. We give people heat.
Yeah.
Everybody needs heat. Like that's gonna be like one of the biggest. Like that's like the last thing to go. Like as long as you have heat in a building, like people can work. Like heat and electricity, right? That's what we need.
Yeah.
But like he's like athletes, like they have like all this skill. I'm like, no, they're just kind of born that way. Like, like me, I was born this way. I was like 6 foot, like at best, like maybe like 230 pounds. Like if I worked every fucking day and like sacrificed my life to work out and fucking get jacked, like I was never going to run a 4.240. I was like, I was like a pretty strong kid, in college when I was playing ball, but like I was never going to make it like to a D1 school or like the NFL or anything. And he's like, well, like at least these people like are athletic. And I'm like, dude, like these people have a skill. Like they were just born good looking and funny.
Yeah.
And like they attracted this audience,
Like what do you expect him to just like work a job at Macy's?
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's
he
should be like the rest of us. Like, no, he sucks at Macy's. He's good here.
Like think about it. Like more people want to advertise on Joe Rogan than on TV because Rogan gets more fucking views than like the news today. Like this is how like the society is changing, and it's like people are just like resistant to it. It's like when fucking like FM radio came out, it's like AM is dying and like, oh, like radio's dying. Now we're going to satellite, like it's just a different fucking media. And like, it's just whatever people want to advertise to, and I was kind of like going back and forth with the guy and like, I was trying to compare like these TikTok fucking, cause he's like, all they do is just fucking lip sync videos on TikTok and they get like 10 million followers. I'm like, but like, you don't think that's like a skill?
Yeah. Or
cause I can't do that. I've been trying for 14 years.
It's not like, it's not a huge skill, but there's a market for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
like if people are watching, dude, that's like that's all that matters. And
I get it because like I'm resistant to some degree also because it's like you're like really this is what it's come down to, like it's fucking ridiculous, but it is what it is, and I think it comes down to like people don't like change sucks.
Change sucks
because it's always changing, so you always have to be on your toes. It's not comfortable. It's not like we did this thing, now we're good for the rest of our lives. Like no, you always have to change your shit up.
But like nature favors adaptation, the fucking species that don't adapt, like Darwinism kicks out and they fucking die.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's what like, ties into my fucking boomer rant.
Yeah.
Like where
you've been on a fucking...
Dude, I hate the boomers.
You've been on I was just at a show...
I've been fucking like just yelling at my dad like, give me the house.
Or I'll beat the shit out of you.
Like, you're going to die, old man. Just fucking give it to me.
You think you could beat up Mac?
Doc.
Doc,
Yeah, Doc.
Mac, Doc, Mac. Come on, Doc.
Yeah, at this point I can.
You can.
Yeah. It's been like that for the last 10 years. He's in bad shape.
Yeah, it's I was at a show with Jack Simmons recently. I don't know if you ever met Jack. He's a Long Island guy.
A funny guy.
And he got into a huge heated rant with this fucking boomer.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "You're not funny. You're just not funny. I just don't give a shit about what you're saying." like literally word for word saying that. And then he's just like, "You know what? Then get the fuck out of here, man." And just like, it wasn't funny. It was just a straight up
like fucking awkward.
And then he was like out in the front of the place, and the guy came out, and I was like, "Oh, did you?" He's like, "It would have probably led to a fight for sure."
Yeah.
Except Jack Simmons would have got housed.
Probably. He's a tiny dude.
Yeah, he's like 5'6" and like a $140.
Probably never been in a fight in his life.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
he's not like that type of dude.
Yeah, and this guy was like kind of like a decent sized boomer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like boomers like grew up on like the fucking schoolyard getting like bullied and fucking fighting and like playing like Smear the Queer.
Yeah, different times.
Yeah, dude, it was different times.
And he and then I came up to him after and I was like, "Yeah, man, just you just gotta let that shit roll off." And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I just fucking couldn't get past him."
Yeah,
and I was like,
"It happens, dude."
I was like, you're probably like the ideal image of like what's wrong with millennials to that guy.
Oh, for sure.
Like the way Jack Simmons looks, like that's just I was like, yeah, he definitely hates you. But what I was gonna say, hold up. What I was gonna say, going to like TikTok people and shit like that.
Yeah.
Hawk 2 girl is she's kind of going on her down slope now.
It's going down again.
Yeah. Yeah, again. But and
people are starting to get annoyed by her, because like once she blew up, she like got management.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a good move.
She couldn't do that all on her own. No fucking way.
Like I heard her some clips on the Whitney Cummings podcast, and it was kind of funny, because she has a huge crush. Like they asked her who her like celebrity crush was, so they called Matt Rife, and so like Matt Rife was on FaceTime, and like they're talking, and she straight up just admitted. Like, yeah, dude, like my mom's not around. She's a crackhead. Like, I'm a crack baby.
Yeah.
And it was a funny moment, know, but like, she's a fucking crack baby. Like, she wouldn't know what to do with all this fame,
It's, but then she's like, right when I was like, okay, that's just a girl who's having fun with her friends. And like you put a mic in her face. And she's like, all right, fine. I'll just say some stupid shit. And then it blew up. And then it's like, at the end of the day, she's a small town Southern girl.
Right.
Who's like, I mean, they paid her like 25 G's to just appear at the Ugly Duckling in Long Beach. Yeah. Just be there. And then like, it's a crazy world if you're coming from like, I don't know, like Pilot, Virginia, like that's it's pretty wild.
Dude, it's crazy.
So I was like, everyone who's like, fucking fuck this bitch. I'm like, she's probably a sweet girl. Like just give her some, slack here. But it's but you do need somewhat of a talent. You know what I mean? Like she's got to be like a yogi person. Like that's a big thing on Instagram, right? Like just be like a yoga person. I don't know.
Because I've seen a lot of these people come and go in comedy where they'd done something else that was like gave them some sort of fame. Like off the top of my head, fucking Mick Foley.
Yeah.
The fucking Vinny from the Jersey Shore. There was a guy from the New York Giants, like a left tackle. There was like, these guys, like they lose like the thing, that they did, because it's just over. It ends like naturally, like the left tackle's career ended, Mick Foley got old and then they try to do comedy and it's just like, doesn't work out well. Yeah. The guy from the Jersey Shore, I thought did it the best, where he just would like host the show and put on funny comics and like the show would go well. And then at the end, he would just like talk about like stories from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And people like ate that shit up and he made some money, but like, like Hawk to a fucking girl, like is she coming up with like an hour special?
No.
Like could she even like
probably
she'd have to hire like some writers and shit.
It'd be real rough, and even then it'd be real rough.
Because like I don't want to call her like fucking talentless, but like she had like one funny moment.
Yeah.
But like, there are like some fucking social media influencers out there, like, fucking models. Like, who's the one big girl on fucking TikTok? Madison Beer.
Yeah.
She's like she blew up, dude.
Yeah.
She fucking has like, 12 million followers on TikTok. Like now she's like singing and touring and shit.
You could tell like just her, because I've seen her on like Ridiculousness. I think she was on, or like just
Yeah,
like shows
maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
And you could tell she knew how to like work a crowd. She's like, I'm
Right.
here and I know how to like just work this personality. And you could tell she got it. Like,
Yeah.
some people don't get it.
Some and like that's my whole argument. Like, some people are just born with that shit.
Yeah.
Like the athletes, dude. Like some kids are just born really fast, really strong. Like they don't have to work out as hard as other people.
Yeah.
Some people are born really fucking smart. It's unfortunate that fucking doctors and teachers have to go to school for 7-8 years,
Yeah.
go into a huge amount of debt, and then like not make that much.
Yeah.
Like teachers are fucking important, but America has not been putting the focus on education. They keep stealing from the Department of Education. So it's like no one's fucking advertising in a classroom.
Yeah.
But like Madison Beer's fucking TikTok, she's promoting products.
Yeah.
And people want her selling their shit.
And she's super gorgeous, so everyone's gonna obviously
Exactly. So people are paying attention and they're fucking getting the products in front of people. Because less people are watching like fucking TV. Less people are even watching YouTube. They're used to a minute and 30-second videos. And like that's where society's fucking going.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate,
But it is what it is.
but it is what it is. And you got to fucking adapt, or that's it. Like if you want to be in that sort of business,
Yeah. It's funny, we were talking about fast, and when I was a little kid, I was like a real serious track runner. We were on like a 4x100 like relay team. And we were good. We always make it to like states and shit. And then I remember one time we could never make it past like, I think it was states level, because we kept coming against this team, and they were fast too. And it was like we were like neck and neck with them like the whole race. And then every time we got to like our anchor, which is the last guy to run, our anchor was fast, but they had this fucking kid. First off, he looked like he was 25 years old. He was so fucking fast, dude. This guy just. Like, he just blew our guy out of the water. And
Right.
I just remember looking at him like, that guy will always be faster than me no matter what I do. And
Right.
that's just what it is. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, like DeBrickashaw Ferguson, right? He's a Long Island guy. I played against him in high school.
Yeah.
I was never going to be stronger than DeBrickashaw Ferguson in my life.
Not a
like,
shot.
it's just fucking DNA. It's how you're born. And sometimes people are just born into shit. Like Elon Musk. He was born into a family where his father owns like the fucking emerald mines in South Africa.
Yeah.
He was always going to be richer than me.
Also, he's just way smarter than any.
Yeah, he's a very smart guy. He knows what he's fucking doing. I think he's kind of an asshole, but like he's he's making moves out there. He lost a lot of money recently on TikTok. I heard like 16 billion recently on TikTok. I mean Tesla, but like he's got some brains where he can fucking do it. Like, dude, even someone as stupid as fucking Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Like, I think her parents like cut her out of the will when that sex tape came out.
Yeah.
She ended up making $300 million on her own
Yeah.
off that dumb personality that she put out. And then when that ended, she became a DJ, and now she's successful.
Yeah.
Like,
there you go.
like some people are just born into it. They get more money. Like, like unfortunately, like I don't have the name. Like, dude, like look at like Greg Giraldo Jr.
Yeah.
Dude, he's born into like comedy nepotism. Or the kid, the guy from The Boys, the guy who plays Huey. Like his parents are fucking famous actors.
Yeah.
So he's born into that world. Like some people just fucking have that. It's unfortunate, but that's like where we are, you know?
It's did you ever Tate, did you ever like come across someone where you're like, I'm never gonna be as good or as athletic as this fucking guy?
Oh, no, I never think someone's better than me. At the end, I'm like, I could just fucking hit him with a fucking crowbar in his knee, like Nancy Kerrigan. How much better than you now? Crying on the floor,
Yeah.
little bitch. You know what I mean? But it does come down to genetics, because there's a high percentage of major league players, not all of them, but sons,
Yeah.
Griffey Jr., Kobe, this guy.
Yeah.
The fucking hot chicks, like crackhead Tui, whatever her name's aside.
Yeah.
You know, her mom's a crackhead. I bet if she wasn't on crack, I bet you she was hot. The other girl, mom
Yeah.
was probably hot. You
Probably.
ever see a girl like, oh, damn, her mom, that's where she gets it from. Get it
Right.
from her mama.
Yeah.
Genetics.
Yeah.
And your friend from work, tell him to go into a dressing room and J.C. Penney's and open his asshole and look in the mirror and see what his asshole looks like. Because there's a level of cuntiness. The hotter you go up, you go in the bathroom, she opens her ass cheeks and looks at her pussy and asshole like, I'm going to be even more of a cunt today. Look at that thing. Look at that specimen of cunt
Right.
in the mirror. And your friend probably has like a disgusting asshole working, putting in boilers and nothing against that. But he's like,
Yeah.
why do these people get money? Because your asshole is disgusting. You don't even have a bidet. You know what I mean? And you expect people to fucking pay money to you to look at your asshole? You're a wiper in 2024. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, guy? What the hell is this guy complaining about? It's genetic. Sorry, you're on the road. Work harder. How about that?
I
Work
know.
fucking harder.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
Sorry.
Dude, like that.
Go look at your asshole in the mirror in J.C. Penney's as you're looking for trousers and fucking look at your asshole and wonder why people aren't paying money to see it. And that hot blonde chick, I want to see her asshole. My thing, like a fucking, not like a yearbook because everyone thinks high school, but yearbook-esque. A picture of the girl, and then a picture of a pussy, and a picture of her asshole. I'd stare at these books all day.
Right.
You know, consensually. Everyone, hey, this is Cindy. Look at her pussy and asshole. This
Right.
is Mary. I need to know. I just want to look at it all the
Right.
Like, that's the new TikTok, looking at girls' pussies and assholes.
Dude,
I just fucking...
The
randomly-
OnlyFans. Girls are fucking killing it, you know?
Let me tell you something. Also, if I was a hot chick, I would for sure have an OnlyFans.
I know.
I don't care.
Dude, like that was probably the best move Karen Fian could make.
Yeah.
Dude, like she's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. She's
Dude,
talented.
she's funny. She's talented. But like, yo, she got the OnlyFans, and she talks about it, like she was on Ian Fidance's podcast,
Yeah.
and they were talking about it, and she's got like fucking 25,000 subscribers, paying like $20 a month.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, if you got that, why not make money off of it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Why not?
I checked in once.
I keep Googling it.
Dude, I checked that once.
She went from plywood floors during the pandemic to living in, like, down by Wall Street.
I know, dude.
Plywood floors. Not judging her, just watching her. She was dancing like Salt and Pepper. I was like, oh, this is cool. You know?
Yeah.
I can't dance like this. And looking at the plywood floor, and now the come up, like, now he probably owns it. in
Marble
fucking-
floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Fucking...
I just remember like it's OnlyFans is so crazy because I remember when you were in high school and like the hot girls nudes got leaked and it was
Yeah,
like something you had to
dude.
like know the right guy to get them.
Yeah.
And then like you would run to someone in the bathroom like, yo, I got so and so.
Dude, there was one girl from my town. She was on Girls Gone Wild.
Oh man, that
She was
a
on
big-
Girls Gone
Yeah.
Wild. Dude, that fucking account, one guy had an account, and I think 200 kids at my high school had the password.
Yeah, it's like-
And it was just like everybody needed to see that fucking video.
because you had to be like you had to have an in. You had to have an in.
Yeah.
Now it's like, everyone knows what I look like, and I also am 17. I make like $100,000 a year.
Right.
And it's like
17's a little young.
yeah, I'm saying, but okay.
What a notarized
18.
letter.
I'm just saying.
We'll stick with 18.
Yeah, we'll stick with 18. Let's say with 18. I'm just saying. I say the
let's
wrong
round up
shit.
a little.
Yeah. Not 17. Not 17.
Not 17, but 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like this, like they just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. Right on the 18th birthday.
Yeah, right on the 18th birthday. All right, guys, come on now. This is not 17. Not 17. Not 17. God damn it. But like, yeah, it's like, no, I make six figures. Why would I not care about? Like, why would I think
dude.
that's bad? I make
Yeah.
six. I can afford a house now, and I'm 18 years old.
Yo, and it's fucking happens. Like learning a trade, dude, becoming an electrician, a plumber, like you're going to make fucking 150, 200K a year. Dude,
Yeah.
it's a good job. You're going to make more than a fucking teacher. You know, but that's what like people are upset about. It's like, oh, the teachers, they're teach the future of America and they make so like less money. It's like, yeah, but a lot of teachers fuck kids these days.
Yeah.
You know, so like let's fucking calm down with that.
Yeah.
You know, like
I would be mad if I was a teacher and there was like an 18 or 19-year-old student that like was making way more than me. I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing being a teacher?
I know. And then the teachers get OnlyFans and then they fucking get fired. Or the cops, they get OnlyFans, they get fired.
You know a cop with OnlyFans?
There were a couple cops that got fired.
Really?
You know, like there are clauses in your contract when you work for someone that like you need to
Hey.
like be like an upstanding fucking citizen.
Yeah.
Did you shove that nightstick up your ass? That was state issued.
It's a piece of company property.
It has a logo
but
on
like
the bottom hanging out of your asshole.
They're
Like,
fucking stupid. Like they'll be in a video and they have like an official police uniform.
Yeah.
Like it's like, come on, like
Yeah.
you know, like what do you fucking expect?
Yeah.
But like you know, there's also a lot of fucking idiots out there that will like put in an anonymous tip to the school or the fucking
Yeah.
police force and be like, oh, this person has an OnlyFans, and then
Yeah.
they get in trouble. You know, shit
Yeah.
happens.
But the teachers, they teach math, but they never do, my yearly salary divided by 10. They always do it by 12. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, you're not working for 2 months. Well, do it by 10. You're making
Yeah.
more money now. Why would you teach your kids that math, you fucking retard?
Right.
Did the school shooter have a gun to your head, like, sign up now, I want to shoot you next semester? Like, no, you signed up for the job.
Right.
You know what I mean? What, the porta potty cleaner job was filled, so you became a teacher? Like, what other options did you have? Huh?
Right.
You fucking shithead. You signed up for this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what am I doing here? I don't know. But you went through the process of applying online. Like, I don't know.
And you know what I think a lot of it
Fucking
is
retard?
just
Sorry,
like,
sorry.
no, dude, don't apologize. We don't apologize on this podcast.
Yeah, I already look like a fucking pedophile. And now I look bad.
Dude,
this
we've
is-
apologized a couple times,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah. This
we're
is-
not saying anything fucking out of turn here.
I have already agreed that like this will probably end my career.
Yeah, dude, it's fine. It's fine.
That's just no, but it's like I mean, yeah, it's definitely
That's fine.
yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, we're not bad dudes.
No, we're good people, and you know, fucking. But like normal people, I think this is where it comes from. There's like a jealousy. It's like the lottery dream. You know, it's like why am I not a millionaire when all these other fucks are? You know,
That's
like why is this dumb kid who could barely pass college in the NFL now making 200 million over fucking 4 years, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And like people get jealous of that. And it's just like, yo, shit happens. Like the only thing that you can really do in this fucking life is just try to give your kids a better life than your parents gave you.
Yeah,
And that's just all fucking people want to do, you know?
It's,
like you just like generationally like move up like a modicum of fucking money, you
Yeah.
know, and then hopefully fucking next generation moves up a tax bracket.
Well, that's the attitude that's gonna get you nowhere in any job. Where it's like, why is this happening to me? Why isn't this happening to me? And it's happening to him.
Right.
Why is my life
Dude, you
so
gotta
bad?
stay in your lane and stop comparing yourself to other
No,
people.
that you'll drive yourself insane if you keep doing that.
Dude, you know, it kind of happened to me with comedy because me
Yeah.
and fucking Anthony D. Domenico, and we were kind of like frenemies the whole time because we started comedy on the same day at the same open mic. So then it was like, you know, he started getting spots at the club before me, and I'm like, why is that happening? You
Yeah.
know? And then like, you know, he started going on the road before me, and I was like, why is that? You know, what the fuck? But then I was like, why am I comparing myself to anyone? Like, let me just fucking, you know, like
Yeah.
Mick Thomas actually gave me a lot of great advice. We had him on the show, one of the funniest episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I just fucking started staying in my lane and stopped comparing myself. Like, I got a unique situation, and we all do. You know?
Yeah, it's
So-
you can't fucking compare yourself. You know, I did it once in like the beginning of comedy. I'm
Yeah,
not
dude.
gonna
I
say
think
who.
everybody does.
I'm not gonna say who because I'm friends with the guy, but
Yeah.
for some reason, you know, he popped and I didn't, and I was just like, and
Yeah.
I started like just. I don't know, like I was looking at comedy, like I was annoyed at it, and I was like, don't, like, because if you're annoyed at it, then you're gonna stop doing it. So
Yeah.
I was like, and I took a step back, and I wasn't grinding.
Was it Tim Dillon? Because
No.
I got annoyed when Tim Dillon blew up.
No, it wasn't.
You
Tim
know,
Dillon.
because like I kind of came up with Tim Dillon, and like I was running the open mic at the brokerage, and like yo, like the guy used to like hit me up like asking for spots, you know, like I was established more on Long Island, and then what he did was he took a fucking risk that I never did. He moved to Brooklyn. He fucking started like working just at the Creek in the Cave, which
Yeah.
was at the time one of the hottest clubs.
Yeah,
Started a podcast, started getting successful, and then he fucking, you know, he worked his ass off.
he did work his ass off.
Dude, he worked his ass off, and he kind of deserved it. He's funny, and like, you know, but like, it's just like, man, why didn't that happen to me? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I did heroin for 10 years.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like,
yeah,
you know,
can't-
like
can't
Tim,
really-
like Tim Dillon, like, I mean, he fucking did crack for a while too, but like
but he still did his work.
he stayed, you know, he stayed clean, you know, like there's people like that, you know, that I get jealous of. Like there's a person that like I came in to like, you know, a self-help group at the same time, what like, and he stayed clean for 10 years and like I was in and out for 10 years, you know, like, and it's like that was like ultimately my decision.
It was your journey. And that's just what it is.
And, you know, it happens. Like, you know,
that you probably have. I haven't seen you perform in a while, but the times I have, you had good material, and if it's just good, make that 10 years great material. Because there was no follow your dream with comedy. I think it will get a job at UPS. You know,
Right.
and I was drinking, abusing coke, everything, not heroin.
Right.
But it was my other choice. I couldn't get out of my own way.
You should try it. It's awesome.
I can't. But you know what I mean? Like, but I talk about all that. So the 20 years that I was out fucking partying, you know, we got to take. All right, I got to take that and make that my gold now. You know what I mean? Like, we're a little late. Whatever.
I think the crowd responds better than if you're talking about like, oh, there's a big difference when you're going on stage and you're talking about like, oh, I get fucked up, oh, I do this, oh, I do that. It's like, okay, the guy parties hard versus, oh, I used to do this, oh, I used to go out and do that. Then it's like they have a more found respect for you, you know. I think the set goes better. The set goes,
redemption stories, people eat them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
Be here. Whatever you went through, I went through. Let's make it fucking funny, you know?
Yeah. You know, with like the recovery humor, like I did notice, like because, you know, like you start writing what you know. So like when you're in and out of like NA, AA, stuff like that, and like, you know, in and out of rehabs and detoxes and stuff, you know, like you want to tell your story. Like I ended up like having like a 10-15 minute recovery set.
Yeah.
And then like I started noticing like normal crowds on Long Island, like their buttholes would clench up, you know, and then I realized like, oh well, Long Island got hit really hard with the opiate like epidemic.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of people out there that maybe not have done it themselves, but they lost a family member, or like they have a family member currently struggling. And I was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't talk about this for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like I had to cut it down to like maybe 5 minutes because like I was like hammering it home. And like I remember like a comic coming up to me and was just like, yo, we get it. You do heroin. I was like, okay, like you're right. Like maybe I'm talking about it a lot, you know, because it was like on my mind, you know?
Yeah.
So then like, you know, I challenged myself and I was like, okay, I'm going to fucking start writing other jokes. You know what I'm saying? And like you write about like your current situation. So like I got clean and then I started writing about different shit that I was doing, you know, like fucking like, you know, dating a single mom now, you know, like shit that happened like at work, you know, like I'm trying to write different, but you know, I always feel like you write what you know.
Yeah,
know?
because then it's true to you.
Yeah,
so.
and it hits home better. Like when you go up and you start telling what I call like jokey jokes, you know, like fucking like one-liners, like it works for some people, you know, like Stephen Wright, you know, like he would just go up and tell like one-liners and he was fucking brilliant. You know, but like
I always wished I was one of those guys.
Yeah, dude, like it would be a lot easier if I could just come up with like a fucking joke that meant nothing to me and tell it.
Yeah.
But like what I personally noticed is like I do better on stage when I'm kind of like opening up and showing a little vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, people like connecting with people.
Yeah. It's I wish I feel like those guys walk around and like just jokes just like they just like come to them.
Yeah.
And then me like we all are the same. We have to like live a certain type of life.
Yeah.
And then get stories from that life. And then it's like it's just I feel like I don't know, I'm not a jokey joke writer, but like it seems like that's like an easier way. I don't know.
I would probably, like you said, when the comic said, hey, we get it, you did heroin. Like, I don't even know how that would feel, because I was hanging out with some comics recently, and someone was like, all right, Tom, we get it. You used to work for UPS, and I felt like shit. You know what I mean? Let alone, like, you did heroin. I'm like, well, man, I must be talking about UPS. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And it, like, you know, like, I see it with other comics too. It's just like you see it with some people. It's just like we get it. You're fat. You're trans. You're gay. Like you like when your whole act is
I'm
about
not trans.
I thought you were.
Sorry, that's my bad. I misgendered you. I thought you were like they them LLC
LLB.
limited liability corporation.
It's yeah, no, man. I remember there was one time I was new and I was up and I was doing my set. I was like new, like 2 years in new. So like it had that like sound to like I'm doing a set. Like it didn't sound
right. That's what I'm saying about the jokey joke. Like I'm doing comedy.
Yeah.
You know.
So like I was new and whatever, and this chick in the front row was like, "You're trying too hard." And that just like that like stabbed me. That cut me in half.
Dude,
I couldn't come back
comments.
from that. I hate
it.
I was like, "Oh, you're right. I am trying too hard."
Dude.
If the rest of the set was fucked,
I
just couldn't come back from it.
That's just a couple of words, and it's not even like me. Like you're a fat cunt. It's like no, like any sort of like, oh, you're trying too hard. Like you know what I mean? Almost like when someone's like, oh, must be nice. You know, like you're trying too hard. It's like just it wasn't that mean, but it gets you. You know what I mean?
Because it was so mean that it didn't require a curse word.
I used to do this joke. And I would just like start it off with like, oh yeah, I was having sex the other day, and dude, like without fail, there'd be like some fucking car mechanic in a crowd that'd be like, what's his name? Dude, I had to fucking cut that joke out of my set. Dude, it was happening like all the time. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why are there always
like,
mechanics at my show?
Dude, like these fucking car mechanics. They're just everywhere. They got the same joke.
Well, because they wear the name badge on their
I
uniform
know,
usually,
dude.
so they
Like
like to know names.
Fucking pet boys.
But like those comebacks they're so stupid, but they're unstoppable.
Unstoppable. It would ruin my set every fucking time. And I was just like,
and you know what? I hate to tell you, that's coming straight from the boomer generation.
Dude, I know. That's exactly where it was.
So you can shit on them all you want.
Dude, like that's what like lit the boomer fire in me. And like I'm ready to like
my buddy hit
start
me.
revolutionizing.
My buddy high school buddy, not a comic. I was on the phone with him the other day. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Oh, yeah, let's meet up over here. Blah, blah, blah. And as the call's about to end, he's like, hey, yo, real quick, we're going, yo, guess who was asking about you? And I was like, who? He's like, fucking nobody. And fucking hung up. I was like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, oh,
because it's that little instant gratification, like, oh, so, and boom, you're like, oh, you cocksucker. It happened so quick.
Fucking nobody.
Dude, some of those jokes, like, it's just, they're so corny. They've been around forever. You know, for a while, it was like, that's what she said, until like, The Office killed it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, you know, there's just, like, those lines that just, like, normal fucking normies, like, yell out on, like, while you're doing your set. It's just like, dude, like, it was a good joke, and I just, like, had to format it differently so that I wouldn't just be like, oh, yeah, I was having sex the other day.
Yeah.
I was not having sex with a dude the other day.
Yeah. That's basically what I would say. It's like, not a guy.
Guys, it's not a guy, okay? It's not a guy.
Or I could have did like the Jim Gaffigan where I like do like two different voices. Like I was having sex the other day. What's his name? Like
like beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I'm trying to think of some other ones. There's like a book of them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you could buy the book
100%,
at like Barnes and Noble.
There's like Milton Berle's like joke book from like 1920.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I thought those are just like I think it's because they pertain to most people.
Yeah,
you know, like to be funny and like really construct a joke is like you really got to dive into it.
Yeah,
like I was hanging out with my family this weekend. They're all still out in the Hamptons, and like the joke I was trying to just like do jokes that I would do if I was hanging out with you guys. And they were just too like, I don't want to say in depth because that makes them seem like they're intelligent, but like it was like you had to like think about them, you know, and like my uncles were crushing with these like stupid little things, and then I was like, oh, you just have to like not think so hard, and I think that's what most people get. You know, that's like kind of what it is. So it's and I was like, fuck, I can't beat these shitty fucking jokes.
I know, man, and like. I'm not a crowd work guy. I don't like it because then I lose control because I'm like a fucking control freak, you know? And it's like, I'm trying to do my fucking set. You know, like I want. There's things that I want to talk about, and then like when people start yelling out, like it derails it, and then like I don't get to accomplish what I want to accomplish, and I'm not getting out of comedy what I want to get out of comedy.
Yeah.
And so it bothers me, you know. But like there are some funny times that like it happens.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling the story like before. You know, I think I brought it up on one episode too. Like the last time I did Mandy Jones's show, like there was like fucking boomers, and we just started having like this interaction.
Yeah.
And like I was like bombing, you know, and I fucking like I hate to sound like this, but like I feel like I don't bomb often. You know, like I have my set. It's been like tried and true for fucking years. So it's like this is what I'm talking about, and like I know the jokes hit, but like. Dude, I was bombing, and I was like fucking like, and I started melting down, and then I fucking like had the interaction, and it kind of saved it. But like, when I'm like doing well, and someone starts yelling out, dude, like I fucking hate it.
When you were doing drugs all the time, do you think that type of life clashed with your control freak type of life?
Yes, because like. Dude, like you start building like a spider web of lies.
Yeah.
You know, and you start like lying on top of lies on top of lies, and like then like someone just pulls at the thread like just a little bit, and like the fucking sweater unravels, you know? And it's just like then you're just like constantly like fuck. How do I get out of this?
Yeah, because that's the most not control.
Dude, like this one time, this fucking like guy that was like high up in my union. I was talking to him. And he's like, "Hey, Hugh, you all right?" And like this guy's known me like since I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm just tired. He's like, "Yeah, I used to have to pay to get that tired." And I was just like, I was like, "Fuck, I am not hiding this well," you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Because I used to think
Christ.
like no one could fucking tell, like no one, you know.
Because there is a time where, you know, you're like new to it and no one can fucking tell.
Yeah.
But then you get more into it and then it's like, no.
And it's just like, oh, yeah, Hugh's really sleepy.
All-
Like, he's
all
the
the
sleepiest boy.
All the time.
Mine was Coke.
Yeah.
And it'd be February. All over my face because
Yeah.
I'm doing it like a fiend.
I know.
Dripping sweat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was also
Yeah,
selling
yeah,
it, so
yeah.
people kept bothering me. Like there was no hiding it. You know what I mean? Like
right. That's what
steam
it
off my
comes.
head in
That's what it comes
February,
down
you know?
to. It's like, yo, why is he wearing a sweater in August? You know, like it fucking like people start asking questions, and then like, you know, you're like, oh, you know, I'm just like, I like the flu or whatever, you know, like. And
I always said that the winter was the best time to be a cokehead because you have a reason for the runny nostrils.
Yeah.
right.
And, you know, if I'm sniffling and it's August. They're like, "What's going on with you?"
Sniffling with no shirt on in February
Yeah.
because I'm fucking dripping sweat. Like
It's like, why is Big T always talking about Al Pacino movies?
I make a joke like some neighborhoods. I don't really perform in Long Island at all, but like certain parts like Queens or Rockaway, I'll start talking about Coke and they get tight. I'm like, yo,
Right.
some of you don't even lock your doors but have keys in your pocket. So stop with the fucking hypocrisy, you know? Like, come on. And then they ease up because he knows the party and he's the seller to it.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what I never got? Like when you start talking about drugs and it's like an older crowd, like a boomer crowd.
Yeah.
And they start pulling back. It's like, dude, you grew up in the 70s
Right,
and 80s.
60s, 70s, you
What,
know?
what do
like,
you mean you don't know about this?
Dude, like,
that
you guys
was,
used to party.
That was, you were around when that was what the world was doing.
Right.
So, like, what do you mean?
Right.
That's why, like, do you think, like, you become like a crotchety old boomer, or do you think that's a thing of the generation? Like, do you think that's just them, or do you think that's like a slow death that's coming for us all?
Well, I think, like, every generation has, like, their two, maybe two, but, like, at least two. There's, like, two fucking, like, I think we might have talked about this, like, the other day, but, like, for millennials, right? Like, back in the day when we were growing up, there was, like, two types of people. There were the fucking, like, the jocks and, like, the attractive people and like the athletes that would like be out partying, drinking in fucking sumps and playing sports.
Yeah.
And then there was the people like the emo kids that were online making weird fucking videos. But like now, because they're online, they get remembered. Like back in the 60s, you had fucking normal people that would wear suits to work and like, you know, just drink scotch when they got home and smoke a lot of cigarettes. And then you had the fucking hippies. And like, because the hippie like kind of blew up and like had Woodstock and like a lot of memorable shit, people are like, oh yeah, the 60s was all sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you still had that fucking workforce of those people that were like, those guys are fucking weird and need to be arrested.
Yeah.
You know, like our generation has it too. Like you have like the fucking, like at this point, like it's like you just have the left and the right. Like everyone's just like fucking hyper political right now, and like it's I can't fucking stand it. But it's just like you have like the left who's like really laid back, fucking, you know, more into like fucking like experimenting with drugs or, you know, but their bodies or getting fucking surgeries or whatever they want to fucking do. And then you have like the right that is just like, no, we need to fucking like get back to like being a hardworking, you know, country and like stop all this crazy mentally ill bullshit that the left is doing. Yeah. And then like the, you know, left's calling the right the Nazis, and like you have those two different types of groups. It's not like the whole generation is doing the fucking same thing.
Yeah, that's true. No.
I'm just happy. I was sort of taking notes, and I'm like, no, don't listen to what he's saying. Not just anything political. I don't know that. Yeah. I don't know left, right. Like I always talk about, like I like good battles, not left, right. I like black and white, classic. You know what I mean? Sativa Indica. Like, you know what I mean? Like Met Yankees. Like, come on. Ooh, this other shit. It's like
it's too much.
It makes me so happy. I used to feel embarrassed that I wouldn't be able to talk with this, and I'm like, no, I'm the smart one now. Right. Now you see as you get sober, you see. You know what I mean? When I was drunk, I was like, I didn't even know about conspiracy theories. Now I'm sober. I'm like, hold on, this is all the math starts adding up. Like, this
a lot of stuff is fucking like, I got some questions, bro. That's what it's like. I want to find out. I just want to sit like in a fucking press conference and be like, go to like the president and be like, I got some fucking questions. Everybody else needs to shut up. You know
what? So now that you're, you know, you're not doing hard drugs anymore. What do you like? Do you have any other vices or stuff like that? Do you smoke a ton of cigarettes?
Gambler, edibles, weed.
Dude, I remember me and him were on a show once, and he's doing these like 12-team parlays.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Tommy, like, there's no way you're winning that. And it was at this weird like weed show. We're all bombing, and I'm on stage, and I'm just eating shit. And I was like, all right, like it just, you know, what I got like four more minutes. Let's just get through the set. And I hear him in the back like, oh! And then I'm like, Tommy definitely just won one of those things, and he won like 42 grand.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking awesome.
He's like, I'll buy you a drink, I'll buy you 42 grand. And then he's like, I'm gonna do another team parlay. I'm like, Tommy, no, just walk away with it.
I probably gave it all back. That's my winning's easy,
dude. Like gambling's tough, man. Like you know, they teach you in like, you know, like those programs that like the disease manifests in other ways. So like the two of the biggest things that bring addicts to relapse are gambling and sex, you know, because like you start fucking really getting into like that, you know, like it's like, what else can I do to get out of my head, you know, because that's what it comes down to. You know, like you're drinking to get out of your head for a night. You're fucking, you know, you're doing hard drugs to like just numb yourself for a night. And then it's like, well, when I'm having sex, I'm not fucking thinking about all my problems. Or if I'm gambling, like I'm focusing on the games. Like I'm not fucking paying attention to, you know, my fucking depression. So it's like that shit like manifests in the other way. And like, you know, people do it with other shit too, like the fucking gym. People start ODing on the gym, and like that's healthy. But like, you know, they start fucking ODing on it.
And comedy also.
Comedy. Like, yo, it's like as long as your fucking life is manageable, have at it, man. You know?
I think that's why, you know, like crazy chicks are usually great in bed.
Right.
Because they're, you know, they're just like, I just got a lot of shit going on.
Dude, it's like a therapy session for them.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, like this guy, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to get the fucking demons out of my brain. By using your dick.
Yeah. I mean, there was one time I was in college and I was talking to a chick, and we were both home for break. and she was like, I didn't go out that night, and then she was out, and she hit me up. She's like, "You home?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I'm coming over." And I was like, "All right." And then she came over and dude literally like fucked me into the earth. Like
Wow.
to the point where I came like real quick, and like after I was like, "Are you okay? Like, something happened today?" She's like, "It's fine," and then like just put her shirt on and just left.
Dude. Yeah.
And I was like, and I texted her like, "You sure you're all right?" And didn't answer. I didn't see her again for like 6 months, and then like but she's always had this like.
One
like,
of those,
those eyes where it's like, what's going on? Like, you thinking about something right now?
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Like, it's, But I was like, yeah, that's probably like a getaway for her, you know?
Yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
that, dude. It happens. It's just like getting out of your fucking head and your body
Yeah.
just for a couple minutes.
No, she needs something to remind her of her Uncle Steve or whoever touched her at Thanksgiving in '92.
I'm not Steve. Steve's gone now. You're safe.
Steve's in jail. You're
loved.
okay.
You're loved. Steve is in jail.
But you like, I don't know if you smoke weed or not, or allowed to say it on camera. I'm not. I smoke weed, but I just say like. A lot of the programs, I never did it. I had enough. You know, I'm $100,000 in the hole from legal fees, getting arrested, like just they're making $100,000 UPS, felonies on the side, and living in an L-shaped studio. Nothing against the L-shaped studio, but when you're making $100,000 a year, but paying fucking lawyer loans from your mom, like from getting arrested, like you just had enough. But like the idle hands. Like if I ever make it to a point where someone wants to weed sponsor me, that's gonna be the name. Because like there's some people that say, oh. If you're a recovery, you can't smoke weed. Hold on, you just took something away that was my whole life, and just go sit here and watch Seinfeld sober. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, how about eat an edible, smoke a joint? What is that going to lead to? Fucking Papa John's? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you start going off the deep end from smoking weed, you know what? Maybe you deserve to go off the fucking deep end and do some other shit, because that should be helping you get off the... Like, when people had a pill problem, I make edibles. I'm like, here, you know what? Eat 6 of my edibles. What is that going to do? You're not going to be able to get up and go outside to get those pills. You're going to be like this on the fucking couch. You know what I mean? Like, you know, let's try everything except going to get those pills or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my fucking hill I'm dying on about the idle hands. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but that's true. You're all.
Some people
Right
can
on
do
course.
that, you know. There are some people, but you know, from my experience, I can't, you know, because it's not the feeling that I'm looking for. You know,
Gotcha.
it's like once I hit like the opiates, you know, because I started trying like the painkillers, not like trying them, but like I got prescribed them because I got beat up. You know, I got my jaw broken.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it was like that's how. And then when I had my jaw broken, I had cuts everywhere, wired shut fucking teeth, eaten through a straw. And I remember that as some of my happiest memories.
Yeah.
Like I found that shit and I was like, this is how I want to feel for the rest of my life. You know, like it filled that fucking God hole. You know, like you ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
You know, Dennis Reynolds talks about like the God hole. And he's like, some people fill it with fucking drugs and alcohol and gambling. Like whatever fills that you know, and he calls it that because like some people just use religion and like that. That's what fills that fucking void. But for me, it was like once the opiates hit, I was like, oh yes, like this is what I want. So then like when I tried to like go back to being like a normal person who just like smoked weed once in a while and fucking drank beers, it was just like, nah, this is not it. You know, like this is not it. So then I just like realized I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, my thing is, I mean, you know, uppers. I just love, because I'm already like an ADHD guy, so I just like, I like shooting myself through a fucking roof. But you can't do blow all the time because then your life goes nowhere, and then you just look like fucking shit, and you're not gonna get jobs, and that's just what's gonna happen.
Right.
And so now I just like drink tons of kratom, and I come in here, I'm twitching out. But like it's it's like my mom's like one vice for another, and I'm like, yeah. Would you rather it blow? Like, would you rather it blow?
You know,
it blows bad.
Yeah, like, you know, there are like the lesser of two evils, but like, you know, you could also just do nothing.
Yeah, it's tough.
Dude, it's really tough.
I've been thinking about like if I am gonna stop, like, you know, with the kratom, and like, because I still drink, but I'm really thinking about like, because this last weekend I was drinking, and I was like, just drinking just puts me in a weird, like, I'm just down for no reason.
Right.
And I'm like, why even do that? You know, why, like, what's the point?
Right.
And so it's going to be tough, but I'm going to give it another try, or I'm going to do it. But,
right, dude. And
it's-
you know,
but
like
it's-
if it, like I said, as long as your fucking life isn't out of control,
Yeah.
dude, just like you know,
I'm just thinking
do
about
what you can.
I'm thinking about filling that void with like life growing experiences. Just like go do
Yeah.
something fun that you never did, and you could bring up in conversation. Like, oh, I was over there doing this. You ever try that?
Right.
Like shit like that.
Right.
So like indoor skydiving. That's probably pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
something like that. Or I don't, maybe
That's
getting
cool, yeah.
Maybe getting the rock climbing. I've always wanted to do that.
Right.
Because when I first broke away from blow, and obviously I went back, but I filled it with rock climbing, and it was cool. 'Cause
Oh,
it
that's
was
cool.
like it's like it's a jolt, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like I need a jolt. That's like what it is. And
I've only been crack rock climbing.
yeah, just climbing that rock, dog.
But Travis, like, fucking kudos to you from afar. I don't know if you ever worked out on coke, but you lifting looks like what 100-pound kettlebell
Yeah,
over your
yeah,
head
yeah,
in
yeah.
board shorts. You know what I mean? Like not even Nike shorts. Like we just came from the beach. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking so like coke. I don't know. You might be on coke, but it looked like you're on kratom. Or no, not you weren't looking on kratom. Like I don't know if you can do that on coke or kratom, but you're killing it out there.
Thank
you know what
you,
I mean?
bro. I
Like,
appreciate
so
that,
just,
man. For real.
But take everything with a grain of salt because you're inspiring me. I'm like I gotta get back towards these kettlebells.
Thank you,
around.
bro. Yeah, dude.
Board shorts over his fucking head. The thing's bigger than my fucking head.
I know.
It's tough work, but like that's a grueling thing because after that you're like, well, I kind of don't want to go out right now. Like this is fucking. I just went through something traumatic. Like this is ridiculous.
But yeah, listen, both of you. I know you from a while ago. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
yeah.
you since, but just I'm happy and proud of both of you.
I'm
Guys.
proud. I'm proud
Not
of you.
getting mushy at the end here, but
Yeah.
that is.
I'm proud-
Listen, you need to hear that sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
I'm proud of you too, because you fucking
brother.
you were. Did I know you when you were going? No, like you stopped by time I
I
met
stopped
you.
6 weeks later. Started a class randomly, like just from being online.
Yeah.
A link from Instagram that someone was at.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
And then here we are,
yeah.
Awesome, dude.
dude. Thanks.
Yeah,
for,
we got like 5 minutes. So,
Oh.
anything you want to plug, Tom?
Oh fucking! I said I don't perform on Long Island. I actually got a THC Weed Expo on Thursday, August 1st. Not sure when this comes out in the Hamptons. You know what I mean? Who the fuck am I in the Hamptons?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like,
Tommy in the Hamptons.
but he said he's gonna pay me in food and drink. So just
All right.
it's on an Indian reservation. I think that's what they call it still. But fucking, it's gonna be look for the cloud of smoke and someone eating all the shrimp cocktail. That's
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? So Thursday, THC Cannabis Expo in the Hamptons, cool spot. Check me out and relaunch a THC TV with Big T. New camera guy working with Grove 34. Have to have you guys on. Even just
Yeah,
to
dude.
cook some shit up, I'll eat it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
it. I'm
Yeah.
definitely down with that. For
That'd
sure.
be cool.
Awesome. Thanks for having
Dude,
me also.
thank
You know?
you
Yeah,
for fucking
yeah,
coming,
yeah.
dude. Big T, Tommy Farrell.
So, you're going to be like blowing a dude?
Yeah, maybe. I may just be. It's funny. It's like all my Long Island friends are like, oh, would you kiss a guy for $1 million? I'm
I
like,
know.
I'll do it for $400.
$200 a day.
$200
How many
a day.
days in a row?
Well, just try to get in one take, dude.
Yeah. Imagine they need me to like actually bang him.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, all right. Well, does this launch my career?
Yeah.
I better be A-list if I'm doing that.
I know. Fuck.
Which shows you that's how far I'll go. All right, guys.
Dude, that's dedication.
Nah, it's work. It actually made my ex feel good because I was in a movie where I was in love with the one where I was in love with the girl, the guy, my friend's mom, and then we have a relationship. And then I was kissing this woman for 3 months on set. Like that was the movie. And she was like, "Oh, you're just gonna just going off to work to hook up with this girl again?" I'm like, "It's work. Like that's what it is." And that was like the constant battle.
Right.
And then I told her about this. I'm like, "Hey, I'm auditioning for a thing where I'm gonna have to kiss a guy." And she was just like, "Oh, okay, I feel better now. I feel better that you're gonna kiss a man." So,
I have to bounce roast jokes off my girl. I'm like, oh, this guy. I'm like, oh, you probably have an immaculate pussy and asshole, but your feet are black. She looks like one of these like festival walking around barefoot kind of girls. I'm like, hey, babe, you like this one? Or I'm like, always talking about this girl's cunt, whoever I'm going against in the roast, and like that's what it's supposed to do, you know. Anyway,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
she's like, I know she's very supportive, but she doesn't want to hear me talking about the
Yeah,
other girl's
yeah.
immaculate cunt and asshole and a
Yeah.
fucking feet.
I mean, my girl broke up with me because of this podcast.
Yeah,
So-
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, you know what it is with the podcast? It's like
mean, that's
we're saying stuff that we would most likely never say in real life. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like if we there's no meaning behind this shit. And I keep trying to explain that to her because we still talk. We're friendly. We're just not going out anymore. And I was like, a podcast, we have a wild podcast and we say wild shit and we don't mean it. And
Dude,
like,
because we're opening up too.
Yeah,
you know, like
we're-
we're just fucking trying to like speak honestly and like show vulnerability and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know life experience and like you know,
yeah.
dude. Sometimes it gets fucking messy and people don't want to hear that
Yeah,
shit.
it's like all this is fake. These are all jokes.
Yeah.
And then if someone says something, then you rag on me and then I rag on you. Like that's I would like to think. I mean, what I love listening to podcasts. I like podcasts that do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're on the road, you do. Oh, I have a show in fucking Kentucky, and I got a long drive.
Right.
I'm gonna just rifle through podcasts that do that to get me through the drive.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man. Like we don't mean anything that we say on these fucking things.
Unless I
know.
said I was
People
thinking
take it
about
too
going to
seriously.
IHOP after this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That
yeah.
might be the only truthful thing,
Yeah,
which I'm
yeah.
probably
Right.
going to be at.
Or if we're talking about like drug pass, like serious things.
Yeah,
But like
dude.
if we're laughing, it's probably not true.
I know.
Yeah, that's like
and
you know,
people
just come
fucking
on.
just take everything too seriously today.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking unclutch your pearls.
Yeah. Unclutch them pearls.
I like that.
But dude, I saw a good quote. I was watching Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a pretty good quote for this podcast.
Jeremy Renner, right?
Yeah. So I was like, this one dude was like, no, you're not going down with the ship. And the one guy was like, I mean, what's the point of treading water if there is no ship?
No. That's us.
That's us. But yeah, I got a show coming up. Mike Keegan,
Go ahead.
Mike Keegan and Friends, like the one fucking show that I have this summer. Fucking come down, Levittown, right here. We'll have some fun.
Guys, just follow me, Trav_Grant on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'll keep you guys updated.
Can I leave one thing since you said a nice
Yeah.
inspirational speech?
Yeah.
If people, you quote memes. I don't want to go over. You know,
No.
you got it. But like, and if you're fortunate, I don't know. I say the life I live is priceless. But I've been seeing like what to be blessed for, and people like slow mornings. Next time you have a slow morning where you're just reading the post, having coffee, or just on whatever, just a slow morning.
Yeah.
Just be appreciative of people having on the Van Wyck or the LARR or this. And if you have that slow morning, embrace it. Have the coffee. You know, just be in that moment. People say,
Yeah.
but the slowness of that moment as life passes us by.
Yeah.
Enjoy those slow mornings. That's what I wanted to give.
The word moment, you just said the word moment. I just got out of my not just last week. I was at therapy. And my therapist said, because I'm like, I really want to stop drinking. It's gonna be hard. And he's like, what makes it so hard? And I'm like, because there's these moments where I'm feeling a little awkward, or this is weird, and then I just, all right, let me just drink and just make this moment go smoother. And he's like, you need to be a student of the moment. Like, sit there and like just take aware of like, why do you feel awkward? Why do you feel weird? Why do you
Yeah.
feel, like, be a student of the moment.
That's
and,
really good
And he's
advice.
like, you're probably going to become a better comedian and actor because
Yeah.
you're just be more aware of life things instead of just like, turn the noise up and then putting your shit on autopilot.
Right, man.
So be a student of the moment.
yeah,
like it.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try. I'm
fucking-
gonna try and lock onto that.
that's great advice.
Thank you again, fellas. I
Guys,
appreciate
man.
it.
thank
Having
you.
me on.
Thanks
Had
for
a
coming
blast.
down.
Thank you.
Big T, thanks for
That's
coming.
it.
That's it, dogs.
Bye.
Later.